Band theory. Energy bands in solids. First, let us consider an isolated atom, silicon atom, whose atomic number is 14. Electronic configuration is written as 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p2, 3d0. 1s we call it as K shell. 2s, 2p we call it as L shell. 3s, 3p, 3d we call it as M shell. In K shell, 2 electrons are occupied. It can accommodate 2 electrons, and that 2 electrons are occupied by K shell. In L shell, 8 electrons are occupied. 2s2, 2p6, 6 plus 2, 8. So it can accommodate 8 electrons, and 8 electrons are occupied in L shell. Now if we come for M shell, in 3s we are having 2 electrons. In 3p we are having 2 electrons. Actually 3p can accommodate 6 electrons, but instead of 6 electrons we are having only 2 electrons. So we can say that 3p is half filled. Now if we consider the case of 3d, there are no electrons in that orbital. So we can say that 3d is unoccupied or empty, we can say. Now if we write the energy level diagram, then first energy level is filled, K shell. The second energy level is also filled. Now if we come to third energy level, only 2 electrons are in 3s and 2 electrons are in 3p. So if we consider the third energy levels, 3p is half filled, 3d is unoccupied. So in such a way we will write the energy level diagram. First energy level is filled, second energy level is filled. If we come for the third energy level, 3p is half filled and 3d is unoccupied. Right? Now this is the energy level diagram for a single silicon atom. Now let us consider an amount of silicon atoms. Let us consider that nearly 200 silicon atoms are present in a substance. Let us consider that nearly 200 silicon atoms are present in an atom. So as there are 200 silicon atoms, then each atom has one K shell. So 200 atoms have 200 K shells, 200 L shells and 200 M shells. So 200 atoms have 200 K shells, 200 M shells, L shells and 200 M shells. Alright. Now in case of a single atom, we are having single energy level. Now let us think it as K shell. We are having single energy level, but in a substance we are thinking that there are nearly 200 silicon atoms. So for that, what we will have? We will have nearly 200 K shells. So in such a way, and these shells will be very close to each other. Nearly 200 K shells are there. Right? And these shells will be closer to each other. They slightly differ in their energy levels. So each K shell slightly differs in energy value compared to other cation. In such a way, if we take L shell for single atom, one energy level, but there are nearly 200 L shells are present. So, with a slight difference in their energy levels, we will have in such a way 200 L shells closer to each other, very closer to each other, with slight energy differences between them. So in such a way, if we take M shell also, the same situation we will see. Now here you see 200 K shells are very closer to each other with a slight variation or difference in energy shells, and this complete structure we call it as band. This we call it as band. As this is having particular energy, we call it as energy band. Okay, these complete we call it as energy band. So in such a way, in substances, energy bands are formed. Now if we draw the energy band to such substances, then as I said before, first band it is completely filled, second band it is also completely filled, and the third band it will be half filled, and the next one we will have an empty band. Alright, so this is about the band theory in solids. Now let us move for valency band. Okay, so as we know that if we take the same example of silicon, so at last 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p2, right? So 1s2 completely filled, 2s2, 2p6 completely filled, right? Now 3s2 completely filled. But if we take the case of 3p2, it is half filled, and this M shell we call it as outermost orbit. Okay, and next these K and L shells we call it as innermost orbits. So now here, in depending upon the substance we are using, in some substances outermost orbit will be partially filled or outermost orbits will be fully filled. The electrons present in outermost orbit we call it as valency electrons. So electrons present in outermost orbit we call it as valency electrons, right? Now the band occupied by these valency electrons we call it as valency band. So now the band occupied by these valency electrons we call it as valency band, and this valency band, depending upon the nature of substance, it will be fully filled or partially filled. It will be fully filled or partially filled. So it is called as highest occupied band. It is called as highest occupied band. So now here if we see the band energy diagram, now these are the inner bands we will call, that is the innermost orbits, the electrons present in innermost orbits, that give rise to the inner bands, and inner bands they will be completely filled, and they are strongly bounded to the mother nucleus. The electrons present in innermost orbits are strongly bounded to their mother nuclei. Now next, the electrons in outermost orbit only we are calling as valency electrons, and the band occupied by these valency electrons we call it as valency band. Such valency band, depending upon the substance, may be partially filled or fully filled. So only we call it as highest occupied band. Now the next one is, in some substances such as metals, the electrons in outermost orbit are loosely bounded with their mother nuclei. Loosely bounded with mother nuclei. So at ordinary temperatures also, these electrons can come out from the nuclear force of attraction, and such electrons we call it as free electrons, and these free electrons are responsible for the current conduction. So only such electrons we call it as conduction electrons. So in some substances such as metals, the valency electrons are loosely bounded to the nuclei. So at ordinary temperatures also, they come out from the nuclear force of attraction, and such electrons we call it as free electrons, and these free electrons are responsible for the current conduction. So we call them as conduction electrons. Now the band occupied by such conduction electrons we call it as conduction band. The band occupied by such conduction electrons we call it as conduction band. Such conduction band may be empty or partially filled. Such conduction band may be empty or partially filled. So we can say these conduction band as lowest unfilled band. We call this conduction band as lowest unfilled band. Now next, this valency band and conduction band is separated by forbidden energy gap, separated by certain space, that we call it as forbidden energy gap, and this energy gap does not have any allowed energy states. This energy gap does not have any allowed energy states. Okay, now does not have any allowed energy states. So if once an electron starts from valency band or move from valency band, it directly jumps into the conduction band. It directly jumps into the conduction band. So this is about valency, conduction and forbidden energy gap.